There he is back in the lane. Former Tasman motorsport car that was built 2008. Ran by Greg Murphy Racing for Daniel Gillison on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, I don't think a new front tyre is going to fix that, guys.
No.
So Taz now seems to have just sort of eased off a little bit and just managing the gap. But these two hard at it. Another 9 laps for Josh to sort of work his way around and hunt Tyler down, push him into an error.
Looks very settled at home. I mean, oh, this is Kovacevic that's gone around. So Kovacevic down at turn number 7. The Westco equipment Holden spins it around, entertains the fans up there. We've been having a great weekend here. Lots of campers, in fact, completely sold out this weekend at Winton Motor Raceway. We'll put him back to 12th or 13th position. He continues on, no harm done. And that's Strong, who's on the back.
Guessing there's going to be contact.
Yeah. Yep. You know where this is going.
Yep.
And he was far up enough the inside, and Kovacevic just shut the door, and he loses the battle. There's the Stapleton Dick Johnson Racing EL Falcon going for the shot to the oldest car in the fleet. Through turn 5 they go. Here's Taz Douglas in the gap, just hovering around 6 seconds now. So he's just driving to a number, looking after those Kumho tyres. Oh, this is really getting hot, isn't it?
Yeah. So these two guys are very similarly matched on pace. So Josh is probably have, I'm not sure if Andrew's on the radio to him, but he'll just be telling him to work him down. And obviously he's not going to make his back to Taz, so he's really just going to concentrate on working Tyler down and getting that spot. Should give him second for the weekend.
These guys are nearly 2 seconds slow, and now Kovacevic has spun again for the 3rd time.
Last turn, is that?
Yeah, that's the last turn.
It's a weird spot to spin. He might have a problem now.
He's just cruising. And now, big move from Smith.
Well done.
And protects the line at the final turn. So we've waited well over half the race to get this done, and now Smith is released. Will he have enough time? 5.7 seconds, a big margin to mow down.
Oh, we've got a bit of traffic here, a slower car.
That's Kovacevic, who's still limping around the course after his 3rd spin. And now we're going to have a drag race down to turn 3. And Greenbury, pinches the red brakes. There's contact down here.
Poor Josh there. Oh, it's actually got him back now. It's all right. I was going to say, unfortunate for Josh there, that slower car sort of caught him out there, but it's all right. He's got back in there and back to the way we were.
It's so easy to do down in that corner, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And Tyler was pretty eager there and managed to gather that up. I don't know how we didn't end up with one of those guys in the grass there, but press on. We'll see how Josh pushes on now and does what lap times he can do.
Well done by both those guys. They've got a fair big margin back to Matt Charter, who's 5 seconds behind. So lap 9 of 15, a little bit wide on the exit there at turn 9 for Smith, but he's got a reasonable gap now between himself and Greenbury. This is what it looked like heading down to turn 11. Greenbury opened the door, and that was enough of an invitation for the Smith car to go on the inside. He just pulled the Holden up down there.
Great move by Josh there. Obviously had to overcommit to get past him under brakes, but still managed to gather it up, keep him behind him.
We got down to here, and this is where the Kovacevic car played a big part in this moment, because the 14 car had to get off the gas.
Lucky it didn't get him on the front wheel and damage his suspension, but away they go. And
meantime, this has just happened down at the final turn, and off goes Greenbury. He's gone off at turn 11, and that's going to drop him back. Yeah, it's 5 seconds. Oh, what a shame.
Small lapse in concentration there.
And look underneath here. This is what's going on to Policina's car.
Yeah. Failed upright of some description, but Taz Douglas is pushing quite hard now. We've got some purple sectors happening.
Oh, the metal coming out of the back of the brakes there.
Yeah, hopefully they don't send him back out. I'm pretty sure they're going to park that.
It's been there for a long, long time. Like he's gone back out to at least have a feel to see if the car is okay. Meantime, Taz Douglas, it's out to 10 seconds between himself and Smith. He's now got himself back up into 2nd place overall for the weekend. THR Developments, car number 45. Drug & Dunlop Series as well for Eggleston Motorsport. Team up later this year in the Pertec Enduro Cup. This is Mercedes, Sip and Anderson. Battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. Mercedes making his return to touring car racing after nearly 15 years. was a well-known privateer back in the late 90s and early 2000s.
It's a good little battle these guys have got it going on here. 5 more laps to sort each other out. Young Jack's got his car tuned up a little bit more today. Been unfamiliar with the car, so they're still learning.
There's Lee Moran with those amazing flames that we don't get to see much of these days.
Yeah, this car just keeps popping up every day, doesn't it, with the old flame shot? Love it.
Next Caterpillar FPR Falcon, back in the day driving for Terry Wyhoon's Image Racing team, as he's done for many, many years. Lap 11 of 15. It's back to Wright and Kovacevic. Fair way down the order now after his 3 spins during the race. Coming through turn number 5.
So what, the old Matt Charter from P15 on the grids up to P4.
Handy effort, isn't it?
Yeah, just done his quickest lap of the race as well.
His dad Armin's racing this weekend is now Anderson from nowhere down the inside of Jack Sipp at turn 7, protects the line and should hold on to this position.
Jack was very generous with that one. Opened the door, leading through.
Anderson was 10th at the start of the race, is now 7th, and there's Simon Emmerzides ahead. I've been very impressed, even though the results aren't showing it. He's been impressive after stepping out of an historic touring car to make his debut this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. These things aren't easy to drive. A lot of people don't realise that, and to keep them under control, not lock wheels and all that, and be fast is quite a challenge.
So to catch the car ahead now too is Emmerzides, the Simon's Earthworks. Good to see him keep that livery that he had all those years ago as well.
Yeah, I remember it well. Still very bright and colourful.
Down to 1 and 2 they come. There's lapped car ahead. So Sipp just sitting back here, 8th position. So Douglas, the gap though is coming down, 6.5 seconds. Smith was quickest on the last lap. Just eating away at that margin with 4 laps to go here.
Yeah, I think Taz has still got plenty of reserve, but as when I was talking to him, he really needs to manage those tyres because he needs to carry 2 across to the next round. So he's gone and done his lap record, and now he'll just be managing the gap. I don't think he's got any more in him to do a faster lap time, but you know, with a 6.7 buffer with 4 laps to go, I think he's pretty good at just cruising around now.
Kovacevic here is a lapped car, just allowing the traffic to go past. Oh, except for Jack Sipp, who's going to be hung out to dry here at the wrong possible point of Winton Motor Raceway.
Yeah, part of racecraft, obviously, lap traffic can ruin your race or make your race, and hurt Jack there quite a lot. Lost a couple of good seconds there to the car in front.
Jack Sipp, of course, the 20-year-old from the Sunshine Coast. He's got experience in dirt karts and the Queensland Gemini Series. Sets up behind the wheel of car 66. On board with Josh Smith. 2nd place, 6.7 seconds behind our race leader, and looking to take a clean sweep here at Winton.
So current standings, obviously Josh Smith will end up 2nd for the weekend after we got that pass on Tyler Greenbury. Nice fast sweeper down into turn 7. Got it easy, these young guys. Back in the old H pattern, you got the sequential gearbox. Shame we don't see the old H pattern, but obviously modern cars now are all sequential. But
I was just about to ask you that question. What do you prefer? I mean, you've got to drive the H pattern.
Look, the sequential is definitely better. Avoids down or missed shifts and things like that. There's a few over roofs in one. Oh, a little lock up on the wrist. Gathered it up. Well done. Definitely the sequential is a better gearbox. But you know, back in the day when we raced these cars, most of these would have had the old H pattern in it. That was a bit of fun. Obviously, coming down to the chaser path as you go from 6th back to 2nd, skip a few gears, whereas now we've got to go through each individual gear. Oh, Emmerzides.
And Emmerzides is going to let 4 cars go through here. Drops himself from 6th to outside the top 10. He did it all on his own.
Yeah, just pinched the rears, probably wasn't on top of his brake bias, didn't move it forward enough as the rear tyres were going away, and small lock-up, big consequence.
Still a bit of dust on the tyres at the end. He's going to go off. Just a result of what we saw.
Yeah, I'd say potentially maybe his front brakes have overheated a little bit and he's got too much rear bias on it now, and it's just, yeah, unfortunate for him.
Outside the top 10 he goes. Back to Smith. It's down to 5.9 seconds, but with 2 laps to go, it's going to take a mistake from Douglas. for Smith to close it up. There's Lee Moran cruising around there in the Cat Falcon. He's in 12th place at the moment. And just going a lap down. It's just hovering, isn't it? It was 5.9, now 6.5 seconds. We get indications at the 3 sectors around the course. Here's Matt Charter. 4th place, 3 seconds behind Tyler Greenbury.
Yeah, but very impressive from Charter to start that far back. Oh, we've got a slowing car here.
That's Lee Moran. We saw cruising around at turn number 7. So Liberty Image Racing Falcon back to the pits, you'd think. Here comes Taz Douglas on the final lap. Apart from that little moment he had in practice on Friday afternoon, which brought out the red flag, he's been unstoppable in this weekend's Kumho Tyre Series.
Yeah, nice calculated, smooth driving, well managed, and got a smart head on him. He's conserving his tyres for the next round, but also still quick and giving these other guys something to aim for.
Just taking it nice and easy. Broke the record on lap number 9 of this race at 1:23.34. He's been half a second quicker than the entire field. So it's fair to say he's a veteran now of supercar racing.
Yeah, definitely. He's got plenty of miles under his belt. But any miles you get as a driver, I mean, obviously he hasn't got an enduro drive locked down, so you jump at the chance to drive a car. Unfortunately, it's a very addictive drug, motorsport and adrenaline.
There he goes out of turn 10 and the run down to 11 for the final time. It's dropped down to 4.3 seconds, but he did this yesterday in the second race. He's making sure he doesn't make any errors on the final couple of turns. And Taz Douglas will come off the final turn and become the 5th person in the Kumho Tyre Series history to take a clean sweep, and he does it here today at Winton Motor Raceway. Smith will get second for the weekend. A replay of seconds in the results sheets, and Tyler Greenbury, a further 5 seconds back, will collect the final podium position aboard the Falcon. He's been good, Dino.
Yeah, look, good, great driving by all the guys out there. They were all pushing hard. We saw some moments, but kept it reasonably clean. A few cars went by the wayside, unfortunate for them, but there we go. Tyler Greenbury's #1 fan.
Be happy with the result this weekend. 3rd place, Charter got home for 4th. Wright 5th, and Anderson got up to 6th position aboard the Kenwood Homes entry. Then Anthony LaChalpo. There is the results up on your screen right now. And well done, Taz Douglas. A clean sweep in the Kumho Tyre Australian V8 Touring Car Series. 2.6 seconds in the end for Josh Smith. Back to Greenbury, Charter, Wright, Anderson, Jack Sibb, LaChalpo in 8th, Brendan Strong, and Simon Emizides, who was looking good for a top 6 there, finds himself in 10th place. Back to Troy Stapleton, Jim Policina, and Dean Kovacevic. 2 laps down and 3 spins on the board.